before Saskatoon. Yeah.
What's it on plane or where? Good day. 50-50 in sale.
It's possible you didn't know that. Selling license.
There's lots of places that we can't even take it. Like the camping spots are taken over.
Oh, yeah.
3 years. Yeah, we got it. We got this friend who was like they got it, they rented it, stuff in it, and they just like never used it. I don't know if I think how old it actually is or where they got it.
Did you take it?
Oh, we think it like it's late, which is over. Like like BC, kind of by like Jasper. We've taken it. That just takes it when we harvest, when he just like stays in it for harvesting. Yeah. There is a shower in it. Usually when it's harvested, he doesn't use it, but when we're like camping somewhere, we do. We also keep a like old tree in it. We don't use it. Use it.
That's the movie.
Or RV with running.
Yes.
They were gonna take that puppy to I work here and my sister lives right here. She can't be away from it.
That's a long answer. This is a long shot. To the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. You know it. Yeah. Not even you. Like actually camping in like BC and Alberta.
Hey, oh, they're over there. Doug was looking for you. Look at the top room over there.
Good evening and welcome to Roswell's Park for Game 2 of this first round WCBL playoff series between your Moose Jaw Miller Express and the Saskatoon Berries, sponsored by Duckworth Contracting. A reminder to pick up your programs at the minimum of the breaking wheel ticket window to play RBC Royal Bank Bingo and win other prizes courtesy of our sponsors. Time now for our starting lineups. First, our umpire crew tonight. We have Huck Craig, Trevor Jury, and Derek Shatta. Now the lineup for the visiting Saskatoon Berries. Batting first, number 20, center fielder Carter Beck. Batting second, number 33, first baseman Ethan Menard. Batting third, number 31, second baseman ABM Medina. Batting fourth, number 24, third baseman Mason Rell. Batting fifth, number 11, shortstop Nathan Houston. Batting sixth, number 34, right fielder Ethan Murdoch. Batting seventh, number 29, designated hitter Corey Waters. Batting eighth is number 8, catcher Balin Sorensen. And batting ninth, number 1, left fielder Jalen Freeman. Their starting pitcher tonight, number 22, Merrick Yeager. Now the starting lineup for your Moose Jaw Miller Express. At shortstop, number 22, Thomas Soto. In left field, number 27, William Edwards. In center field, number 39, Austin Gurney. Your designated hitter, number 7, Roberts Estrada. At first base, number 25, Eduardo Sainz. In right field, number 4, Tanner DeGrazia. Your catcher, number 15, Andy Riva. At second base, number 9, Pacey Phillips. At third base, number 13, Ben Wojcik. And your starting pitcher, number 29, Rudy Guardiola. As well, welcome to the field a very special Canadian Tire Future Millers, our provincial champion Moose Jaw 13U AAA Canucks. Our boys are off to Chilliwack, BC, August 15th through 17th to the Western Canadian Championships. Good luck to our provincial champion 13U AAA Canucks. At this time, we would like to recognize a member of the Saskatchewan Dragoons who is with us tonight, hoisting the Canadian flag at home plate. We ask that, please rise if you are able and remove your headwear for the singing of our national anthem performed by Abby Hunt.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, with glowing heart
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw for Western Canadian Baseball League playoff action on a Thursday night. It's Game 2 of this WCBL East Division semifinal between the visiting Saskatoon Berries and the hometown Moose Jaw Miller Express. I'm your host, voice of the Millers, Rod Peterson, along with our switcher director producer, Jenna Moore, and we're set to bring you the play-by-play description of Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. The Millers took the opener last night 6-4 at Cairns Field in Saskatoon, or the next-gen Berry Patch as it's referred to now. Millers ace Weston Walls picked up the victory in Game 1 after going 6 1/3 innings and allowing 4 runs, just one of them earned. Millers overcoming 7 fielding errors and ran wild on the base paths with 5 stolen bags last night in the 6-4 victory, and tonight a victory would clinch this series in a sweep and could go into the record books as the biggest upset in WCBL history. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's going to be a fantastic baseball game tonight. I don't think there's much doubt about that. It is sold out Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw with plenty of fans from both sides. Let's take a look at the batting order for the visiting Saskatoon Berries. Batting leadoff, the center fielder, number 20, Carter Beck. Batting second, the first baseman, Ethan Menard. Batting third, the second baseman, Abiam Medina. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, Mason Roel. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Nathan Houston. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Ethan Murdoch. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Corey Waters. Batting eighth, the catcher, Balin Sorensen. And batting ninth, the left fielder, Jalen Freeman. Their starting pitcher tonight in Game 2 is Merrick Yager. For the Millers defensively, Rodolfo Guardiola is the starting pitcher, one of 3 Millers All-Star arms getting the call tonight in this potential elimination game. Behind home plate is Andy Rivas. The first baseman is Eduardo Sainz. The second baseman, Pacey Phillips. The third baseman is Ben Wallachuk, and the shortstop, the All-Star, Thomas Soto. Starting in left field tonight, William Edwards. The center fielder is Austin Gurney. And in right field, the first-year Miller out of Pomona College in California, Tanner DeGrazia. And we're ready to go from Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. A beautiful night for baseball, 25 degrees Celsius. That's 77 above Fahrenheit. And the wind is out of the southeast at 12. All-Star against All-Star to open it up here. Carter Beck from the Indiana State Sycamore program will lead it off for the Berries, and he takes the first pitch off the outside edge for strike one call. Huck Craig is the home plate umpire here tonight for Game 2. The 0-1 swung on by Carter Beck. High right center field, and Austin Gurney is over to make the catch in midfield. And one away here in the top of the first inning. Ethan Menard, the Berries MVP and the MVP of the All-Star game last month in Okotoks, will come in as the number 2 batter, facing Rudy Guardiola. One away here, top of the first inning. Carter Beck flies out to the center fielder. And the first pitch in for ball 1, 1-0 here on Ethan Menard, the senior from the University of Texas at Tyler, in obviously Tyler, Texas. The 1-0, this one caught the inside edge, curveball. 1-1 the count on Ethan Menard. Last night went 1 for 4 at the plate. Takes ball 2, 2-1. We mentioned a 6-4 victory last night for the Millers in Game 1 in Medicine Hat. The third-seeded Regina Red Sox picked up a 6-2 victory. High and outside with this delivery. 3-1 the count on Ethan Menard. Mavs out-hit the Red Sox by a 12-10 margin last night, but they stranded a dozen runners. 1,717 fans packed Athletic Park in Medicine Hat for the game, and tonight the Red Sox look to close it out just down the road at Curry Field. Swing and a miss, full count on Ethan Menard. Here's the 3-2, fouled straight back and out of play. Back here toward the broadcast booth and press box. 3-2, the count on Ethan Menard. Abiam Medina is on deck. Fans still filing in here to Ross Wells Park, cramming this place. Swung on, left center field, high and deep. Austin Gurney, the center fielder, coming over forward on the track, and he makes the catch for 2 away. And for those that watch all these Miller games on FloCollege baseball all year long, you'll see a lot of defensive changes here tonight for the Millers from what we are accustomed to. And there are faces that we are accustomed to in different places tonight. Tanner DeGrazia in right, and William Edwards in left. The all-star Will Edwards, who spent most of the year in center field. Oh, this hit batsman. A wild one from Rudy Guardiola plunks Abiam Medina, and that is not what you want. An unforced error from the Millers starting pitcher, and Mason Rowell, the third baseman, will come to the plate here for Saskatoon with Nathan Houston on deck. Two out, one on here in the top of the first inning as Guardiola looks in for the sign. Andy Rivas behind home plate tonight. This one caught the inside edge. Fastball for strike one called, 0-1. Inside at the waist for 1-1. Mason Rowell at the plate, batted .335 on the season. That was 5th best on the Saskatoon team. Scored 43 runs, had 39 RBI. This one high for ball 2, 2-1 on Mason Rowell. He, another of the Indiana State Sycamore program, was a freshman there in the fall. He's a product of West Bend, Wisconsin. 2-1 the count here on Mason Rowell. Swung on, fouled down the first base line, high in the air. Eduardo signs over and makes the catch on the wall. Eduardo signs. An acrobatic catch in foul territory will retire the side. And we will go to the bottom of the first inning. Soto, Edwards, and Gurney due up for the Millers. We're scoreless in Game 2 here on FloCollege Baseball. Bottom of the first inning of Game 2 of this WCBL East Division first round series. Here's your batting order for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Batting leadoff, the shortstop Thomas Soto. Batting second, the left fielder William Edwards. Batting third, the center fielder Austin Gurney. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter Robert Estrada. Batting fifth, the first baseman Eduardo Signs. Batting sixth, the right fielder Tanner DeGrazia. Batting seventh, the catcher Andy Rivas. Batting eighth, the second baseman Pacey Phillips. And batting ninth, the third baseman Ben Wallachek. And I'll tell you what, as Jenna pointed out, that would be a painful catch Eduardo Signs made, laying out down the right field line to make that catch in territory. But it's also the kind of play that wins you ball games and retired the side. The series and so comes to here for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Team M named the most outstanding fielder awards night on Tuesday night. He gave a great speech, did Thomas. Finishing up year 3 here. All count 2-0 here on the starting pitcher, Merrick Yager. The catcher for them is Balin Sorensen, the first baseman, Ethan Menard, second base, Abiam Medina, the third baseman, Mason Noel, the shortstop, Nathan Houston, the left fielder is Jalen Freeman, the center fielder, Carter Beck, and the right fielder is Ethan Murdoch. And swing and a miss from Soto. 2-2. As was pointed out by the coach, Eric Marriott, at the windup. Swung on, a chopper towards second. Up with that is Medina. Throw over to first in time, 1 away. Thomas Soto grounds out to the second baseman, and William Edwards comes to the plate here for the Millers, the left fielder from the University of Sioux Falls. Eric Marriott pointing out that Thomas Soto started every game that he was available for the Millers this year. Sat out 1 game due to suspension, but we don't talk about that. Will Edwards at the plate, the all-star center fielder, takes the first pitch in for called strike 1, 0-1. From New South Wales, Australia, William Edwards rips this one foul into the Millers dugout, 0-2. Will Edwards on the season, what a year he had, by the way. Got into 55 of the Millers' 56 games. Team leading 236 at-bats. 66 RBI. High and inside for ball. Oh, it hit him. That grazed, or did it? Yeah, he's got his bases directed by Huck Craig. And Will Edwards is hit by a pitch with his first at-bat. And Austin Gurney comes to the plate here for the Millers in this scoreless game 2. Merrick Yager on the mound for the Berries. Where's number 22? From Hutchinson Community College. He is out of Munster, Saskatchewan. Great baseball community. Big cut by Austin and a whiff. 0-1. Gurney had a team leading 364. He and Will Edwards actually tied at batting average leaders at 364 for the Millers this year. Takes this one inside at the knees. 1-1. Will Edwards on first after being hit by a pitch. Austin Gurney, the number 3 hitter. Robert Estrada is on deck as Yager looks in for the sign. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and fouled out of play. Down the left field line. And into somebody's backyard on Ross Crescent. Back to first goes Will Edwards. Shout out to our FloCollege baseball crew up in Saskatoon last night. Really enjoyed the call. Les Lazaruk and Verna Lazaruk on the broadcast last night. Swing and a miss from Gurney. Down he goes. 2 away. Put a strikeout on the wall for Merrick Yager. And Robert Estrada comes to the plate. One of the highlights of the season was having Robert sit up here and provide the statistician role and researcher role. But he's far better served to be on the field like he is right now. Takes this pitch inside at the letters. 1-0 on Estrada. Batted .310 on the season. Joined the club mid-year. Got into 19 games. And his impact was felt immediately. This one inside at the waist. 2-0 the count on Estrada. 19 games. Homered once. Had 11 RBI. Last night went 2 for 4 at the plate. Check that, 3 for 4 at the plate and scored 2 runs. Throw over and back in time is Will Edwards. He's a speedy one for a big man, is Will. There's 11 stolen bases on the year. We're third best on the team. 2-0 the count here on Robert Estrada. 2 out, 1 on. This one laced into left field. Freeman steps up to make the catch, and that will end the inning. We'll go to the second, scoreless in game 2. Due up for the Berries, Houston, Murdoch, and Waters. You are watching WCBL playoff action on FloCollege Baseball. Back at Roswell's ballpark, we learned yesterday there is no Roswell's. That's what's blowing my mind. These years calling Miller's baseball, there is no gentleman named Roswell's. Historians think it's because it's on Ross Street. Part of the reason why it's called Roswell's. We're not sure. Nathan Houston, the Melville product, will lead it off in the top of the second inning here for the Saskatoon Berries. Ethan Murdoch and Corey Waters are due up in the batting order. Rudolph Guardiello on the line here, on the mound here for the Millers. First pitch high and outside for ball 1. Rudolfo Guardiola wears number 29 for Moose Jaw out of Laredo, Texas, and plays collegiately at Texas A&M International, which is in Laredo. This one inside for ball 2, 2-0 here on Nathan. He was with the Millers last season, was one of 6 Miller All-Stars, was Nathan Houston. This one caught the inside edge, a curveball, dropped in for a strike, 2-1. High and outside with that delivery, 3-1. Houston batted .312 on the year, got into 49 of the Berries games. 3 home runs on the year. Fastball swung on, fouled down the right field line and out of play. Last night in game 1, he was 0 for 4 at the plate. Struck out twice, Nathan Houston. Did enjoy him in his time here in the Band City. High and outside, Nathan Houston draws a leadoff walk. And that'll bring to the plate right fielder number 34, Ethan Murdoch. Swift Current product and veteran Barry. I did not see his dad, Derek, here tonight, but I'm guessing he is in attendance. He doesn't miss many of Ethan's games. Breaking ball drops low for ball 1, 1-0. 1 on, none out here in the top of the second inning. It's scoreless here in game 2. Rudy Guardiola, throw over, and back in time is Nathan Houston. 18 stolen bases for Nathan. Led the Berries this year. Rudy did his homework. The 1-0. High for ball 2, 2-0. Okotoks looking to close out their series. They opened last night with a victory over the Brooks Bombers at Siemens Stadium in Okotoks. They can complete the sweep tonight in game 2 at Elks Field in Brooks. Here's a liner, a roller that gets past Soto into left field, a base hit for Ethan Murdoch, and all of a sudden the Berries got runners on first and second. With Corey Waters, the designated hitter for the Berries, coming to the plate, but not before a mound visit from Dustin Mulliken, the pitching coach of the Millers. And we'll step back a moment. Scoreless in Game 2. This is WCBL Playoff Baseball on FloCollege Baseball.
Eternal spring with a girl in Saskatoon.
A quick visit from Dustin Mulliken, and now we're ready to go as Corey Waters steps into the batter's box, the designated hitter for the Berries tonight. And Saskatoon product. Two on, none out as the lights come on here at Ross Wells Park. Here in the second inning. Inside for ball one, 1-0. Two and 0 with this one inside at the letters. That Lethbridge Sylvan Lake game last night, game 1 at Sylvan, was rained out. And they've switched that schedule to Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Games 1, 2, and 3. Nathan Houston out to a big lead at second. Guardiola checks the runner, delivers in off the inside edge of the plate for strike one called, 2-1. Regina Red Sox already out to a 4-0 lead over Medicine Hat. That's in the bottom of the first inning. Red Sox looking to get out the brooms. The 2-1. Curveball in for strike two, 2-2. Talked about Weston Walls last night going 6 1/3. Pretty much straight gas. The fireballer, Weston Walls. Rudy, a little more tools in the toolbox, I guess. But here, this one laced down the third base line. This will score a run into the corner. Up with that is Will Edwards. Throw down to third, and safe at third is Ethan Murdoch. It's a run-scoring double for Corey Waters. And the Saskatoon Berries lead 1-0 here tonight in the top of the second inning. As the Berries look to stay alive. Corey Waters belted that. Pulled it down the third base line. Narrowly fair. Mark it as an RBI double, and the Berries now have runners at second and third with none out. Top of the second inning. This one well outside from Guardiola. This one right down the pipe for strike two, called 1-2. Rodolfo started 9 games in the regular year for the Millers. 52 1/3 innings pitched, had a 4.12 ERA. And a 1-loss record of 4-1. This one swung on, fouled, back and out of play. 1-2. Talked about last night's winner, Weston Walls. Led the WCBL in strikeouts, as you know, with 89. 2 off a league record. And pitched the most innings this year at 72 1/3. This one low and away, ball 2, 2-2. On Balin Sorensen, the catcher. 1-0 Berries lead here, top of the second. The 2-2. Check swing. Inside for ball 3. It's got the crowd oohing and groaning here at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. 25 degrees Celsius at game time, 77 Fahrenheit And the wind southeast at 12. Strike 3 call. Sorensen goes down looking. A punch out. And one away here in the top of the second inning. The number 9 hitter, left fielder Jalen Freeman, comes to the plate here for Saskatoon. Carter Beck and Ethan Menard due up. Now one away with runners at second and third. Guardiola, this one swung on and laced up the middle. That'll score 1. And to second goes Jalen Freeman. A run-scoring double for Jalen Freeman here. And the Saskatoon Berries have jumped out to a 2-0 lead here in Game 2. And to third goes Corey Waters. Berries have scored 2 runs on 3 hits. And only 1 out as Carter Beck comes to the plate here for the visitors. Looking to stay alive and force a Game 3 back in Saskatoon tomorrow night. And this one hit well. It'll get into center field, and that's going to, well, score 1, scores 2. A 2 RBI double for Carter Beck, the slugger out of Cardiff. And the Saskatoon Berries have put 4 on the board here in the second inning and still going. Carter Beck, who batted .385 on the season, that's number 2 behind Ethan Menard. Had 12 doubles, make it 13 on the season with another there. And Ethan Menard, the first baseman, comes to the plate here for Saskatoon. He flied out to center field back in the first inning. .13 stolen bases for Carter Beck on the season, too. He's the lone man on the base paths now at second. Guardiola, with this delivery, drops in for strike 1 called, 0-1. Again, the Regina Red Sox out to a 4-0 lead at home over Medicine Hat as they look to complete the sweep there. They're now in the top of the second inning. This one swung on high and deep center field. Gurney back to the wall, and he'll make the catch. Carter Beck tags up, and he's safe at third. Ethan Menard flies out to the center fielder, and Abiam Medina will come to the plate here for the Saskatoon Berries with 2 out, and now a runner at third, Carter Beck.
Number 31, Abiam Medina.
Abiam Medina was hit by a pitch in his only other at-bat back in the first inning. The second baseman is a senior at Texas A&M International out of Puerto Rico. And this one, twice he's been hit by pitches tonight. And now runners at the corners as Mason Rowell comes to the plate, the 9th batter, and it looks like that will be the end of the line for Rodolfo Guardiola tonight. Yeah, we got a pitching change here in the second for the Millers, who trail 4-0 in Game 2. We'll be back in a moment here on FloCollege Baseball. Pitching change for the Moose Jaw Millers in the second. Abe Alberg comes into the game. The first-year Miller from Salon Springs, Wisconsin. He got into 10 games in the regular year for the Millers, 16 innings pitched, and had a 6.18 ERA. He comes into the game with 2 out here in the top of the second and a runner at third. That's Carter Beck, and a runner at first. That is Abian Medina. Unofficially, for the starter, Rodolfo Guardiola, he worked 1 2/3 innings, allowed 4 runs, 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 1, and hit 2 batters. Runner goes, swing and a miss. 0-1 here on Mason Roel, the 9th batter of this second inning for the visiting Saskatoon Berries, who are in control now with a 4-0 lead. Houston, Murdoch, Waters, and Freeman all scoring runs here in the second. Low and outside with that fastball delivery from Alberg. 1-1. Abe comes to the Millers out of Colorado Mesa. Here's the 1-1. Fastball right down the pipe. Strike 2 called, 1-2. It's getting to be that time of year. Some players are leaving to head back to college, and that includes Caden Noble, relief pitcher who I had a chat with prior to the game. He's headed down to Nebraska tomorrow with his folks, so he won't even be around to see the end. Well, this series could end tonight, but for him it does. Heading down to McCook Community College in Nebraska. It was great to see his parents again here tonight. But what got me thinking about that is he talked about the chemistry that he has with Andy Rivas, who in situations, critical situations, has said, you throw whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable with. This one, strike 3 in the dirt. Rivas picks it up. Throw down to first will retire the side. The Berries leave 2 on, but they score 4, and we go to the bottom of the second with Saskatoon leading 4-0. Signs, DeGrazia, and Rivas due up for the Millers. It's game 2 of this first round WCBL series on FloCollege Baseball. Four 0 the Berries lead, and Eduardo Saenz is the leadoff batter, the number 5 hitter for Moose Jaw. Tanner DeGrazia and Andy Rivas are due up for the Millers. Merrick Yager faced 4 batters in the bottom of the first. And Eduardo Saenz will lead things off here for Moose Jaw in the bottom of the second. In-game first, that grazed him off the left thigh. Eduardo Saenz is hit by a pitch, and he'll go to first here in the bottom of the second inning. And Tanner DeGrazia will come to the plate here. What was the award he won? Well, the frozen bacon for hit by a pitch, but there was another award for having the brightest smile. Something, you know the one I'm talking about. I think it was the coach's. This one laced up one hopper to second. Nathan Houston up with that. Throw over to first. In time, double play. The Berries turn 2. Tanner DeGrazia hits into a double play. And very quickly, 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning. The Coach's Award. The most coachable player, basically, is the award, and Tanner DeGrazia won it at a very wonderfully thrown party at the Moore Man Cave on Tuesday night. Andy Rivas, the catcher, comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw with 2 out, none on in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch swinging. High, deep left field, back to the wall. Freeman there to make the catch, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Millers in the bottom of the second. We'll go to the third with the Berries leading 4-0. It's Houston, Murdoch, and Waters due up for the visitors. This is Game 2 of this WCBL Eastern semifinal on FloCollege baseball. Top of the third at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. Nathan Houston will lead it off for the Saskatoon Berries. Ethan Murdoch and Corey Waters due up for the visitors. Nathan Houston tonight has walked and scored a run. Melville product, a sophomore last spring at Louisiana Tech University. Abe Alberg on the mound here for the Millers in the third. Came in to spell off Rudy Guardiola with 2 out in the second inning. Melville's Nathan Houston to the plate for Saskatoon. In the regular years, we said, batted .312 and got into 49 of the Berries games on the way to their league record 46 win season. First pitch low and away from Alberg, 1-0. Abe struck out the first batter he faced. Mason Ruel to retire the side in the second. This one caught the outside edge, 0-2. A great all-around player is Abe Alberg. We've seen him mostly, at least in home games, patrolling third base. Comes in a critical relief role here in the playoffs. Fastball swung on by Houston. Tip foul, 1-2. And when we check those out-of-town scores for Westrom Lumber, it really does mean a lot now. Regina Red Sox up 5-0 on Medicine Hat, bottom of the second inning, as the Red Sox look to sweep that first-round series, and that would indeed be an upset. Ball 2 in the dirt, 2-2. Okotoks out to a 2-0 lead at Brooks, bottom of the second. A Dogs win gives them the series win in 2. And Sylvan Lake now a 1-0 lead at Lethbridge in game 1 of that series. This one fouled off by Houston, 2-2. It has been quite a story for the Saskatoon Berries since coming into the league last year. Number 2 in attendance in the WCBL this year. Will be hosting the All-Star Weekend the next 2 summers. I'm looking forward to that in mid-July. This one swung on, fouled in toward the Ultimate Fan Zone beer garden. 2-2 the count here on Nathan Houston. And a swing and a miss, and down goes Houston for one away. Abe Alberg got him chasing. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Alberg since coming into the game, for those scoring at home. And the right fielder, Ethan Murdoch, comes to the plate here for the visiting Saskatoon Berries, who have a 4-0 lead here in Game 2. With some movement on that one. Inside is the call, ball 1. What did Murdoch do, Corey? What did Murdoch do last at bat? What did he do? Murdoch? Thank you. Here's a grounder to second. Gotcha. Ben Wallachek as Pacey Phillips with the play at second. Ethan Murdoch grounds out to the second baseman.
Number 29, Corey Waters.
And Abe Alberg has retired the first 3 batters he's faced since coming into the game. I was checking. Ethan Murdoch had walked in his first at bat. In his second plate appearance, he grounds out to the second baseman, and now 2 away. Fastball low and in the dirt from Alberg. Ball 1, 1-0. Corey Waters doubled an RBI double and scored a run back in the second inning. This one inside at the knees for ball 2. 2-0 on Waters, as Abe Alberg has come into the game and tightened things up considerably. Berries a 4-0 lead after a 4-run second. Outside with this delivery, ball 3. 3-0. Miller's Baseball brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Center. The Moose Jaw Warriors 2025-26 season tickets are on sale now. EMJ Marketing, Gap Athletic Performance. Here's the 3-0 from Alberg. That one caught the outside edge for strike 1. Called 3-1. And this one low for ball 4. Corey Waters, the first batter to reach first base against Alberg since coming in a relief role. And Balin Sorensen, the catcher, comes to the plate for Saskatoon. 2 out and 1 on now for the Berries in the third. Balin Sorensen struck out back in the second inning. Foul, tip foul, 0-1, the count here on Balin. Miller's Baseball brought to you by Bugsy's Irish Pub in the Town and Country Mall, the Mad Greek, Roto's Pizza, and Devo's Car Wash. 2 away here in the top of the third inning. Runner on first for the Berries. Alberg looks in. Here's the delivery outside for ball 1, 1-1. Game 3 if necessary. Friday night at the Next Gen Berry Patch, if that's what they're calling it in Saskatoon. Next Gen Field. I like to call it the Berry Patch. One of the most beautiful settings here in Canadian baseball is formerly known as Cairns Field in Saskatoon. Inside for ball 2, 2-1. The count here on Sorensen. Used to go to the old Saskatoon Stallions games way back in the 90s. Enjoyed it immensely. The old Prairie League days. Saskatoon Riot. Two and 1, the count here on the catcher, Balin Sorensen, the Rayville, Louisiana product, who struck out back in the second inning in his only other at bat. Here's the 2-1. Alberg looks in. And this one caught the outside edge for strike 2, called 2-2. A very appreciative crowd here in Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. This is a baseball town for sure. Very well supported were the Millers this year. This one swung on a roller back to the mound. Wallachek up with it. Throw to first in time. Yeah. And that will retire the side. Abe Alberg couldn't field it, but the speedy, shirt-handed third baseman Ben Wallachek did. And that will get the Millers out of it. We'll go to their half of the third. Due up for Moose Jaw, Phillips, Wallachek, and Soto. 4-0 the Berries lead here in game number 2 on FloCollege Baseball. Bottom of the third we go in Canada's most notorious city, Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. 4-0 the Berries lead. And Pacey Phillips will come to the plate for the first time in this ball game, the second baseman out of Kerrobert Sask and Bismarck State University. Pacey Phillips, the leadoff batter. Ben Wallachek, the number 9 hitter on deck. And then Thomas Soto. 4-0 the Berries lead after a 4-run second inning. See what Pacey Phillips can do here for Moose Jaw in his first at-bat of the ball game. Last night in game 1, Pacey was 3 for 3 at the plate and scored 2 runs. Also stole 2 bases. And the first pitch from Merrick Yager is outside for ball 1, 1-0. Pacey Phillips is a ball player. Ball player's ball player. Takes strike 1 call. 1-1 the count here on Pacey. Packs a lot into that little frame, 5'9", 180. He throws down the bunt, or attempts to. It's a bunt foul. 1-2. The count on the utility fielder. He's at second base tonight. He has spent time in center field in late stages of the regular season. Here's the 1-2. Well outside, ball 2 on Pacey. And a swing and a miss. Nowhere near that one. And Pacey Phillips goes down, swinging for 1 away. And Ben Wallachek comes to the plate here for the Millers. The pride of Wichita, Kansas. And he was an award winner on Tuesday night at the wind-up as well, which is saying something for a first-year player. Inside and tight, and down goes Ben. 1-0. James, what award did he win the other night, Ben? Coach's award. He won the coaches. What did DeGrazia win?
DeGrazia won the coach's award as well.
They both won? 2-0 here, the count on Ben. This one inside as well. Clarification from James Gallo. Ben Wallachek and Tanner DeGrazia split the coach's award for being the most coachable players in the ball club. Strike 1 called, 2-1 here on Ben. And both were given wonderfully beautiful framed photos of their first season with the ball club. This one inside for a 3-1 count here on Ben Wallachek. Last night in game 1, he went 0 for 2 at the plate. Ball 4 on Ben. And the Millers have a runner aboard here in the bottom of the 3rd inning as Thomas Soto comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. The switch hitting shortstop will hit from the left side of the plate here. Thomas grounded out to second base to open the ball game. Soto last night 3 for 5 at the plate with a pair of RBIs. Takes the first pitch in for strike 1, called 0-1. And he struck out twice last night as part of his 5 at-bats. Throw over. Back in time is Wallachek, who is always a threat to steal. This one caught the outside edge for strike 2, called 0-2 here on Thomas. Wallachek aboard. He stole 32 bases in the regular year, by far number 1 on this Millers team. Here's the 0-2. Inside and low for ball 1. The concession is humming here at Roswell's Park. It looks like the most popular item tonight, funnel fries. Number 2, I would say, taco in a bag. Here's the 1-2 on Soto. And this one, a comebacker at the mound. Houston up with that. Steps on second, throw over to first, double play. And it is 3 up, 3 down here for the Millers in the bottom of the 3rd. And we will go to the 4th. Freeman, Beck, and Menard, the batting order for Saskatoon, who leads 4-0 here in game 2 on FloCollege Baseball.
RBC Royal Bank Bingo has been won. RBC Royal Bank Bingo has been won.
Top of the 4th here at Roswell's Park in game 2 of this first round series. Jalen Freeman is the leadoff hitter for the Saskatoon Berries, the left fielder, who's 1 for 1 at the plate here tonight and scored a run. Carter Beck on deck, followed by Ethan Menard. Swing and a miss from Freeman, 0-1. Abe Alberg certainly settled things down since coming into the game in a relief role here for Moose Jaw out of Salon Springs, Wisconsin. This delivery outside for ball 1, 1-1. Freeman last night was 1 for 4 at the plate in game 1 of the series. Fastball swung on, and this will get down for a base hit. Jalen Freeman is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 4th, fielded by William Edwards out there in left. And Carter Beck will come to the plate here for Saskatoon. And now a runner on, and none out as Beck steps in. 3rd at bat for Carter. the pride of Cardiff, Saskatchewan. He is flied out to center and had an RBI double back in the second inning. This one swung on and fouled back and out of play. 0-1 on Beck. And as per usual, a lot of Becks are in attendance for this one. From the Lang area, that's where they come from. A lot watching, I'm sure, here on FloCollege as well. So hello to the Beck clan. Throw over, back in time is Freeman. Lights on here at Roswell's Park, and a beautiful night for baseball here in the first week of August. 25 degrees Celsius at game time, 77 Fahrenheit. Another throw over, and Freeman back in time. 0-1 the count here on Carter Beck. Runner goes, and this one off the tip of Andy Rivas' glove. Jalen Freeman's to second with none away. Barry's looking to force a deciding Game 3 Friday night in Saskatoon. Outside for 2-1 here on Carter. He'll be back at Indiana State for a second year here in the fall. His third year collegiately. Last night in Game 1, Beck was 1 for 5 at the plate. Struck out once. The 2-1 fastball popped up behind home plate. Rivas back to the backstop, and he'll make the catch. Carter Beck flies out to the catcher. And that is one away here in the top of the fourth inning. And another fairly stellar defensive play in the field helping out the pitching staff here. Back in the first inning, Eduardo Sainz laid out. That would have made the highlight of the night on SportsCenter. Eduardo Sainz catching it down the right field fence in foul territory, helping out the starting pitcher, Rudy Guardiola. To the plate is Ethan Menard here for Saskatoon, their MVP. First pitch is in the dirt, 1-0. Checking the out-of-town scores for Westrom Lumber. Regina Red Sox now a 7-2 lead over Medicine Hat in the bottom of the third at Curry Field as the Red Sox look to pull off the sweep there. Ball 2 inside at the letters here on Menard. Okotoks now laying it on in Brooks. 5-0 the Dogs lead, bottom of the third, and Okotoks win, and they'll move on to the West Final. And Sylvan Lake has a 2-0 lead at Lethbridge, bottom of the third in Game 1 of that one. Here's the 2-0. Runner goes. Rivas the throw down to third. Got him! Jalen Freeman gunned down trying to steal third. And that is 2 away here in the top of the fourth. 2-1 the count here on Ethan Menard, the Berries MVP. And again, the MVP of the All-Star game last month. This one fouled off, 2-2. Again, more stellar play in the field for the Millers defensively here, helping things out as Ben Wallachek claps at third base. Man, he is a trip, as they say. Inside ball 3, full count here on Bernard. Inside at the belt. Again, Wallachek and Tanner DeGrazia splitting the coaches award on Tuesday night. Fastball, a roller to short. Soto up with that. Throw over to first in time. 3 up, 3 down. Ethan Menard grounds out to the shortstop. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Edwards, Gurney, and Estrada due up for the Millers. 4-0 Berries in Game 2 here on FloCollege Baseball.
Leading off for the Miller Express, number 27, William Edwards.
Bottom of the 4th at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. 4-0 the Berries lead after a 4-run second. William Edwards, Austin Gurney, and Robert Estrada. The batting order here for the Millers. Will Edwards comes to the plate for the second time tonight. He was hit by a pitch back in the first. And first pitch is low and inside for ball 1 from Merrick Yager, the starting pitcher for Saskatoon here tonight. Out of Munster, Sask. This one caught the inside edge for strike 1 called, 1-1. Merrick Yager started 10 games in the regular season for Saskatoon. Swing and a miss from Willie. 1-2. Started 10 games, pitched 49 in the 3rd innings. Had a 5.10 ERA. And he had a 1-loss record of 5-1. 2-2 the count here on William Edwards, the all-star outfielder. He was nudging some records of the WCBL single-season variety. Doubles, especially. Fouls this one off into the beer gardens. 2-2 on Will Edwards. This one hit well, a 1-hopper to short. Nathan Houston up with that, however. And 1 away. Will Edwards grounds out to the shortstop. So Austin Gurney comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. You look up clutch hitter in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of Austin Gurney beside it. He struck out back in the first inning. Let's see what happens here. Going head-to-head with Merrick Yager. Outside for ball 1, 1-0 on Gurns. Graduating senior from the University of Pikeville in Kentucky. Swung on, foul down the third baseline. There were some wonderful things said the other night, by the way, at the wind-up for the Millers. Some of the things stuck with me. William Edwards saying this has been the best summer of his life for the young Australian. Austin throws down the bunt, foul. down the third base line, 1 and 2. Like most, William Edwards said he didn't quite know what to expect coming to Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan to spend a summer playing baseball, and as he said, it ended up being the best summer of his life. Ben Wallachuk saying similar things. Thomas Soto, while not confirming he'll be back for year 4. Swing and a miss, down goes Gurney. Merrick Yager is showing no fatigue here in the 4th inning. And Robert Estrada, the number 4 hitter, comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw with Eduardo Sainz on deck. Robert flied out to left field in his only other at bat. Shows a bunt here, takes ball 1 high. 1-0. Estrada last night was 3 for 4 at the plate in the Game 1 victory. This one, ball 2 high, and it slips out of the mid of Balin Sorensen, the catcher. From a Miller's perspective, it was almost an all-around perfect night with the 6-4 victory. Despite 7 errors committed. They fought that off to walk out of there with a victory. The 2-1, swing and a miss from Estrada, 2-2. The 2-2 from Yager. Fastball swung on in the air, deep right field. And Murdoch back to make the catch. 3 up, 3 down, and that'll end the inning. We'll go to the 5th with the Berries leading this one 4-0. Medina, Rowell, and Houston due up for Saskatoon, who leads at 4-0 here on FloCollege Baseball. Top of the 5th at Roswells Park in Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. Abiam Medina, the second baseman, is the leadoff hitter. Mason Rowell and Nathan Houston are due up for Saskatoon, who have a 4-0 lead, courtesy a 4-run second inning. Abe Alberg coming in relief for Moose Jaw has settled things down here. First pitch swung on and fouled back by Medina. 0-1. Rudolfo Guardiola started. He went 1 2/3 innings. Gave up 4 runs on 4 hits. Unofficially 1 strikeout and 1 walk. And Alberg has come in and pretty much locked things down except for this. The 0-1 hits Medina. That is the 3rd hit by pitch for Medina himself tonight. And he takes first base. And Mason Rowell comes to the plate here for Saskatoon. Rowell last night in Game 1 was 1 for 4 and struck out once. He's from Indiana State University. Mason out of West Bend, Wisconsin. Takes the first pitch inside and high for ball one, 1-0. Millers Baseball brought to you by Casino Regina, Tourism Saskatchewan, CNS Builders Limited, Tim Hortons, and Saskport. Outside for 2-0. I said we were going to play Tim Hortons trivia, didn't I, Jenna? You want to come up with a question?
Oh.
I'm lazy. We've been playing it all season long with outrageously successful results. Winner gets a Tim Hortons gift card. If you can correctly answer the question and be the first one through, writing me on Twitter at Rod Peterson, at RODPEDERSEN. We'll play it. We just got to come up with a question first. Tim Hortons Millers Trivia. This one, a liner up the middle. And that'll get through to center field for a base hit for Mason Rowell. 2 on here in the top of the 5th inning and none away. Out comes Dustin Mulliken for a mound visit. 4-0 Berries. They got 2 on and none out here in the 5th. We'll be right back here on FloCollege Baseball.
Jerseys, hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Game day every day at UFC. As well, we have that merchandise sale down in the Park Hotel Beer Gardens. 15% off down in the Park Hotel Beer Gardens.
From last year.
Who's won the championships?
Oh. We don't need to be a rush on finding this question.
Number 11, Nathan Houston.
Nathan Houston comes to the plate here for Saskatoon. Tonight he has walked and struck out. This is his 3rd at bat for the Millville product. Runners on 2nd and 3rd for Saskatoon, none away. Abe Ulberg pitching into the 5th. He came on back in the 2nd inning. Bunt thrown down. Ulberg, throw to 3rd. Wallachek couldn't secure it. And Nathan Houston is aboard with a fielder's choice. And the bases are loaded here in the 5th inning. There is action in the Millers bullpen. And Wallachek seems to have been stung. Eric Marriott comes out of the dugout, the Millers coach, to check to see if Ben's okay. He is the kind of kid that is not going to want to come out of the game. I'll tell you that for free right now. He can't even look up at his coach. What a find he's been out of Wichita, Kansas, and played last spring with Indiana State. Very quickly became a favorite of the coach, Eric Marriott, and Eric gives him a swat on the hip, and Benny Wallachek staying in the game. I could have bet you on that 1-1. Bases loaded here in the 5th inning, and none out. And Ethan Murdoch comes to the plate here for the Saskatoon Berries. The right fielder who is born and raised in Swift Current, Sask. Fastball right down the pipe for strike 1 called from Ulberg, 0-1. Let's see if he can get himself out of this pinch here in the 5th inning. Swung on, fouled back. 0-2 the count on Murdoch. Here's the 0-2 on Murdoch. Some movement on that one. Curveball is deemed inside for ball 1, 1-2. Alberg looks in for the sign. Delivers, swung on, and fouled back by Murdoch, 1-2. Bases loaded. None out here in the 5th inning. We'll check the out-of-town scoreboard coming up for Westrom Lumber on night 2 in the WCBL playoffs. Here's the 1-2. High for ball 2. Murdoch tonight has walked and grounded out to the second baseman. This one inside at the knees. Got the crowd oohing and awing. Full count here on Ethan Murdoch. On deck is Corey Waters. None out here in the 5th inning. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on, popped up down the first base line. Eduardo Sainz tracking it, and he'll make the catch for 1 away. Runner tags up at third and now held at third. Oh, ABM Medina very wisely was headed down the third base line, but Eduardo Sainz was alert. Got the ball in play, and that's 1 away. Ethan Murdoch flies out to the first baseman, and Corey Waters, the DH, comes to the plate here for Saskatoon. 1 out, bases loaded. More great play in the field, helping the defensive cause here for Moose Jaw, who trails 4-0 in the top of the 5th inning. Fastball from Alberg is high and outside for ball 1. Again, game 3, if necessary, Friday night in Saskatoon. Swing and a miss from Waters, 1-1. For you Saskatoon viewers, if we were to make a road trip up there, where should we go for supper? I got my Saskatoon favorites. That city has got a wealth, an embarrassment of riches. A pass ball, wild pitch, and that'll score a run. ABM Medina scores on the wild pitch. 5-0 Berries here as the runners advance. Mason Rueldis to third, Nathan Houston to second. And 2-1 is the count here on Corey Waters, the DH. Again, you're enjoying this broadcast on FloCollege Baseball. Send us a note. Let us know who you're watching and from where. Here is a roller up the middle. That'll get into center field and score a run. Scores 2. A 2 RBI single for Corey Waters. And the Saskatoon Berries have gone up in this one 7-0. Shoot us a note on Twitter at Rod Peterson, RODPEDERSEN, and we'll be playing Tim Hortons Trivia coming up, Miller's Trivia, and that will be the way to send us your answers. Pitching change upcoming for the Millers, down 7-0 here in the 5th on FloCollege Baseball. Maddox Matejchuk comes into the game here for the Moose Jaw Millers. And the situation is this. Millers trail the Saskatoon Berries 7-0. There's one out here in the top of the 5th inning. And a runner at first for Saskatoon, Corey Waters. From Dominion City, Manitoba, the first pitch is outside for ball 1. Abe Alberg worked 2 2/3 innings, allowed 3 runs, unofficially 3 hits, and struck out 1. Throw over to first, and back in time is Waters. Third pitcher used tonight for Moose Jaw is Maddox Matejchuk. High and outside for ball 2, 2-0. Matejchuk plays collegiately at Campbellsville. 6'2", 240 from Dominion City, Manitoba. His brother Denton was a star Moose Jaw Warrior hockey player here, so everybody knows the name. The 2-1 in for strike 2, called 2-2. We have our Tim Hortons trivia question ready to go. Tim Hortons Miller trivia, courtesy our director producer Jenna Moore. So get ready for that. Here's a wild pitch from Matejchuk, and to second goes Corey Waters. I guess we can ask it now. Here it is, Tim Hortons Miller's trivia. Write me the first one through with the correct answer on Twitter will win a gift card from Tim Hortons at Rod Peterson, RODPEDERSEN on Twitter. When was the last year the Moose Jaw Millers won the WCBL championship? Ball 4 on Balin Sorensen. And that'll bring to the plate the number 9 hitter, left fielder Jalen Freeman.
Number 1, Jalen Freeman.
A hint on that, it was the Western Major Baseball League at the time, right, Jenna? WMBL. When's the last year the Moose Jaw Millers won the league championship? First one through will win a Tim Hortons gift card. Courtesy The Rod Peterson Show, which airs daily at 10 a.m. Mountain on Game Plus Television and streaming live on YouTube. 1-0 the count here on Jalen Freeman. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Freeman coming to the plate for a third time. He is a pair of singles tonight. 1 out, runners on first and second here for the Berries, who are out to a comfortable 7-0 lead here in game 2. Here is a roller that'll get through into right. Being waved home is Corey Waters. 8-0 Berries in the 5th. An RBI single for Jalen Freeman. A run-scoring single.
Number 20,
Carter Beck comes to the plate here for the Berries for the 4th time in the ball game. 7th batter for the Berries in this 5th inning. Swung on, fouled back 0-1. Carter has flied out to center, had an RBI, 2 RBI double, and flied out to the catcher in his last at bat. Outside for a ball 2, 2-1. High and outside, ball 3, 3-1. Millers have come back from deficits in this ballpark this year. They've come back from being 8 runs down. I saw it with my own eyes. But it wasn't against teams as good as the Saskatoon Berries. They got their work cut out for them here tonight. The 3-1 swung on by Carter, 3-2. There was a rumor going around that Carter Beck's games were capped by Indiana State University, WCBL games that is, but that was clarified by his dad, Blair. Not the case. No cap. Rivas, the throw down to third. Safe with a steal is Balin Sorensen. Great work by Andy Rivas to get in front of that and to get the throw down to third, but not in time. So the elder Beck, not the eldest, but the elder, Blair Beck, Carter's dad, saying, nope, that is not true. Although Carter did have to get to Indiana State last year, and he missed the end of the playoffs. Swing and a miss from Beck. 2 away.
Number 33, Ethan Menard. No one knows how hard I tried.
Ethan Menard at the plate here for Saskatoon. The number 2 hitter, first baseman, takes the first pitch in high for ball 1, 1-0. He's 0 for 3 at the plate tonight, Menard. Flied out to center twice and grounded out to short. This one fouled straight back, 1-1. Abiam Medina is on deck. 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. 8-0 the Berries lead. Inside for ball 2, 2-1. We'd also be happy to take any restaurant recommendations if there is a Game 3 occurring on Friday night. Pre-game in Saskatoon. This one fouled off by Medard. 2-2. I'll be honest, I'm quite partial to Wendell Clark's on Idlewild. Best fish and chips anywhere. But it's not written in stone. 2-2 the count here on Ethan Menard, the first baseman. Matejchuk's delivery in the dirt, full count. 3-2. Out of town, Regina Red Sox up 9-2 on Medicine Hat in the 5th inning. Regina looking for the sweep. Okotoks a 6-1 lead at Brooks in the 6th. The Dogs looking for a sweep. This one fouled off and out of play, out onto Caribou Street. Menard stays alive at 3-2. The senior from the University of Texas at Tyler. Sylvan Lake Gulls a 4-0 lead at Lethbridge Air in the top of the 5th. This one laced up the middle for a base hit. That'll score a run. That'll score 2. A 2 RBI single for Ethan Menard. And it's a bat around 5th for the Berries as Abiam Medina comes to the plate for a 2nd time in this inning. How about this? He's had 3 at-bats, been hit by a pitch, all 3 at-bats tonight. Nothing. The Berries are out front now here in the 5th inning. First pitch is outside for ball 1, 1-0. Inside of the knees for ball 2, 2-0. And to second goes Ethan Menard. Very large contingent of Saskatoon fans here tonight, situated down the east side grandstand behind the Berries dugout. Not an overly boisterous bunch, but they have had a lot to enjoy here tonight. 10-0 the Berries lead in this elimination game. Here's a roller down toward first, foul ball. Millers Baseball brought to you by the Minuteman Press, Cypress Paving, Pro Works Painting, and Sask Pork. 2-1 the count here on ABM Medina. 1 on, 2 out. This one fouled back and out of play. 1-2. Again, tonight's Tim Hortons Miller Express trivia. When was the last year the Moose Jaw Miller Express won the WCBL championship? Write me on Twitter at Rod Peterson, RODPEDERSEN. Another foul from ABM Medina stays alive. Hint, it was known as the Western Major Baseball League at the time. Tim Hortons trivia. Send your answers to me on Twitter at Rod Peterson. And thanks for watching tonight on FloCollege Baseball. Here's the 2-2 on Medina. This one swung on, popped up into left field. Will Edwards over to make the play, and Will in foul territory. And that will retire the side. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Signs, DeGrazia, and Rivas due up for the Millers. 10-0 Berries lead in Game 2 here on FloCollege Baseball. Bottom of the 5th we go here at this iconic ballpark known as Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. Eduardo Signs will lead it off here, the number 5 hitter. Tanner DeGrazia and Andy Rivas due up behind him. No hits for the Millers into the 5th inning, if you can believe. It's been a pretty stellar outing for Merrick Yager to this point. The Munster product on the hill for the Saskatoon Berries, and the first pitch is in for strike one. Call, a fastball right down the pipe. Merrick Yager from Hutchinson Community College. 0-1 the count here on Eduardo Signs, who was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning. And he piped this one for strike 2, 0-2. Huck Craig is the home plate umpire here tonight, drawing the playoff assignment. And here is a liner to first. Ethan Menard there to make the easy snag for one away. Eduardo Signs lines out to the first baseman. Tanner DeGrazia comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw for just the 2nd time as Joe Carnahan, the skipper for the Berries, comes out for a word with his young starter. Not sure what the issue was there. Tanner DeGrazia hit into a double play back in the 2nd inning. This is just his 2nd plate trip out of Rochester, New York. This one hit deep left field. Freeman over, and he'll make the catch. Narrowly in fair territory. Tanner DeGrazia flies out to the left fielder. And Andy Rivas, number 15, the catcher, comes to the plate here. The Keystone College veteran from Bronx, New York. 2 away already here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Curveball inside for ball one. 1-0. We are still looking. Jenna, you stumped him. We are still looking for the Tim Hortons trivia answer. When was the last year the Moose Jaw Miller Express won the league championship? That was back in Western Major Baseball League days. 2-0 the count here on Andy Rivas. Curveball working in for a strike. 2-1. Pacey Phillips is on deck, followed by Ben Wallachek. Fastball inside for ball 3. 3-1 here on Andy Rivas. This one skied toward left. Jalen Freeman comes under it, and he'll make the catch, and it's another 3-up, 3-down inning for the Millers. We'll go to the 6th with the Berries leading 10-0 in Game 2 here on FloCollege Baseball. Pitching change for the Millers to begin the 6th. Caden Noble comes into the game, and we were talking about him earlier. His family is in from Orillia, Ontario for this series. They were up in Saskatoon for Game 1 last night. Here tonight on Moose Jaw for Game 2. And Caden comes into the game to begin the 6th. He is the 4th pitcher used for the Millers tonight. Maddox Matejchuk lasted 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 runs on 2 hits unofficially, walked 1 and struck out 1. So Caden Noble comes into the game out of McCook Community College.
90. Thank you, Moose Jaw, for coming out and supporting the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Leading off for the Saskatoon Berries, number 24, Mason Ruel.
Mason Ruel is the leadoff hitter for Saskatoon, followed by Nathan Houston and Ethan Murdoch. First pitch is high for ball 1, 1-0. Caden Noble made 17 appearances on the season, started 2 games. Pitched 34 1/3 innings all told with a 12.05 ERA. This one swung on and fouled back and out of play. 1-1 the count on Mason Ruel. Coming to the plate for the 4th time tonight. He is flied out to the first baseman, struck out, singled, and scored a run. 10-0. Saskatoon leads as they look to tie up this best-of-3 series and force a deciding game in the Bridge City Friday night. Fastball from Noble right down the pipe. Strike two called. 1-2. Miller's Baseball brought to you by Moose Jaw Co-op, Moose Jaw, Carpet One, and McDougall Acres Grainex Incorporated. This one fouled off a liner into the crowd, I think. Didn't hit anybody. What did it hit? Oh, went into the bullpen. 1-2 the count here on Mason Rowell. Nathan Houston is on deck. Check swing. Didn't go. 2-2. Thanks for joining us on FloCollege Baseball tonight, everybody. Night is falling here in the Band City. This one outside for ball 3, 3-2. 9-2, the Regina Red Sox are up on Medicine Hat in the fifth inning. Looking to pull out the brooms in that one. Millers swept Regina in round one last year before knocking off the Berries in a second round series. Fastball low and away for ball 4. Mason Rowell is aboard with a leadoff walk. And Nathan Houston will come to the plate here for the Saskatoon Berries, who lead 10-0 in the sixth. Ethan Murdoch is on deck. You gotta love the Saskatchewan kids on the Saskatchewan teams. Nathan Houston from Melville, Ethan Murdoch from Swift Current. And this one hit Nathan. That hit him off his left elbow. And he will take first base. To second goes Mason Rowell, and now there are runners at first and second, with Ethan Murdoch coming to the plate here for Saskatoon. The right fielder tonight has walked, grounded out to second, and flied out to first. Caden Noble on the mound at Orillia, Ontario. Should send a shout out to his sister Kaylee, whom I know is watching on FloCollege Baseball right now. Oh yeah, I got the story, Kaylee, that you couldn't make it because you're playing ball this weekend. But the Noble parents are in. Oh, and 1 the count here on Ethan Murdoch. Oof. Low for ball 1, 1-1. Our Tim Hortons Miller trivia question. When was the last year the Millers won the league title? You do got to go back a few years. Write me on Twitter at Rod Peterson. And this one in the dirt, it gets away from Rivas, and the runners advance. I hate to say it, Jenna, were you born yet? Our producer was not even born yet, so how about that? And she's old. Just seeing if you're all paying attention. We have a winner, by the way. Yay! Where's my bell? Mark Campbell has correctly. Oh, here is a base knock up the middle. And that's going to score 1. Mason Rowell sent home by Ethan Murdoch here. An RBI single in the 6th. And the Berries go up 1-0 as Dustin Mulligan comes out for a mound visit with his young reliever. Mark Campbell, watching on Flow Sports, thank you, Mark, has correctly said 2002. The Moose Jaw Millers won the Western Major Baseball League Championship. Thank you, Mark, for watching and playing, and please send me your contact info, and I'll be sending out a Tim Hortons gift card to you. Thanks for playing Tim Hortons Millers Baseball Trivia. 2002, the last year the Millers won the league championship. But they've been close. League final appearance in 2022, 2024, and they'd like to do it again, but they got the work cut out for them here as they came to the park expecting to end it tonight, and now they're in the barrel. Down 11-0 in the sixth as Corey Waters comes to the plate here for Saskatoon. And this one hit well to center field, back to the wall. Gurney will field that. Throw down to second. And got him at second for just the first away. But that scores Nathan Houston. Corey Waters gunned down at second. 8-4 on the putout there. Ethan Murdoch is around to third, and there's two away here in the sixth as Balin Sorensen, the catcher, comes to the plate. $12-0 now, the Berries lead in the sixth. Outside for ball 3, 3-0 on Balin Sorensen. Story I got after the Berries succumbed to Moose Jaw in round 2 last year, they wanted to beef up their bullpen in the offseason, and they have certainly done that, helping them to a league record 46 victories this season. But it's their starter tonight that's done all the work. Inside for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk for Balin Sorensen here in the sixth. And now the Berries have runners at first and third as Jalen Freeman, the left fielder, comes to the plate here for the visitors. And a hush in the ballpark. Merrick Yeager with a no-hitter going into the seventh for Saskatoon. But we're not even there yet. First pitch swung on and fouled back off the backstop. 0-1 the count here on Jalen Freeman. He's had himself a game. An RBI single. Singled in the fourth but got thrown out trying to steal third. And singled in the fifth and scored a run. He's 3 for 3 at the plate tonight. High and inside for ball 1, 1-1. This one ripped down the right field line, foul. 1-2. There is action up in the Millers bullpen here in the sixth inning. Sorry, there is only one away. My bad. Strike 3 call on Jalen Freeman. He goes down looking. Now 2 away in the sixth as we go to the top of the order, and Carter Beck comes to the plate for Saskatoon, the number 1 spot hitter. Fifth plate appearance for Carter. Tonight he has flied out to center, doubled, flied out to the catcher, and struck out. And first pitch swinging a roller into right field. That'll score a run. Carter Beck with an RBI single here in the sixth inning. That scores Ethan Murdoch. 13-0 now for Saskatoon. in the 6th.
Number 33, Ethan Menard.
Inside for a ball 1-1-0. A little bit of a stunned hush over the ballpark here at Roswells Park. They came to the park expecting some fireworks, and they've had none from the home side. Check swing from Menard. New 2-0. Outside for ball 3-0, and that offering from Caden Noble. Again, there is action in the Millers bullpen. This is the 4th pitcher used tonight by Moose Jaw. Here's the 3-0. And that is strike one called, 3-1. Ethan Menard at the plate. Number 33, Abiam Medina, is on deck. Fastball outside, ball 4. We got loaded bases here in the 6th inning. As Abiam Medina comes to the plate, the 9th batter for Saskatoon. And out comes Eric Marriott, the head coach of the Millers, and it looks like that's the end of the line for Caden Noble. 13-0. The Berries are up. We got a pitching change for Moose Jaw. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Game 2, playoff baseball, this first-round series on FloCollege. Josh Borbo comes into the game for the Moose Jaw Millers, the Bonnyville, Alberta product. And a bit of a bind for him. Bases loaded in the 6th. 2 out. And coming to the plate, Mason Roel And first pitch hit high and deep right field. Tanner DeGrazia tracking after it, and he'll make the catch just in fair territory, and that will get the Millers out of the inning. 13-0 for the Millers, trailing the Berries as we go to the bottom of the sixth here on FloCollege Baseball. Bottom of the sixth we go. Merrick Yager and his wicked slider still dealing into the sixth here for the Berries. Pacey Phillips is the leadoff hitter for Moose Jaw. It's, if you can believe, just his second plate appearance of the ball game. And the first pitch in from Yager is outside for ball 1-1-0. Pacey Phillips, Ben Wolochuk, and Thomas Soto, the batting order here for the Millers. Trailing this ball game 13-0, and they are hitless into the sixth. This one caught the inside edge. There's the slider we were talking about. 1-1 the count on Pacey. He struck out back in the third inning. Outside for a ball 2-1. And if things don't turn around, these teams will be meeting in Saskatoon Friday night for game 3. And a winner-take-all showdown. Outside for ball 3-1 here on Pacey Phillips. Medicine Hat scored a couple. They trail 9-4 in the sixth at Regina, trying to stay alive. Strike 2 call. Full count here on Pacey Phillips. This one fouled back. Off the fists by Pacey. 3-2. Well, it looks like they had a doozy of a CFL game out in Hamilton tonight. It went to overtime. And the visiting BC Lions won 41-38 in overtime. Pacey Phillips draws the leadoff walk here. And Ben Wolochuk will come to the plate here for Moose Jaw. The third baseman tonight walked back in the third inning. Balin Sorensen comes out for a word with his starting pitcher, Merrick Yager, here in the sixth. 13-0, the Millers trail Saskatoon. Okotoks Dogs out to a 9-1 lead at Brooks in the eighth. Dogs looking to complete that series in the minimum. And in game 1 in Lethbridge, the Sylvan Lake Gulls lead 5-0, bottom of the sixth inning. Ben Wolochuk at the plate here for Moose Jaw. First pitch fouled off, 0-1 on Ben. He walked back in the second and was part of a double play. Thrown out at second. 0-2 on Ben. Oh, this hit Wallachek. The 0-2, and Ben Wallachek is aboard. Runners at first and second now for the Millers.
Number 22, Thomas.
To the top of the order we go. Thomas Soto comes to the plate here. Voted last week, 1 week ago tonight, as a matter of fact, the most popular Miller as chosen by the fans in an online vote. Now Yeager wants a word with his catcher. Runners at first and second, none out. As Soto comes to the plate. The stat line for the Millers into the sixth, 0-0-0. Thomas Soto hoping to change that. Strike one called on Soto, 0-1. That one had the crowd groaning. Huck Craig is the home plate umpire. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled back by Thomas. 0-2. It was quite a week last week for Soto. Thursday night being named the fans' choice most popular Miller. Friday setting a WCBL record for runs scored in a single season was 70. Swung on, this one whiz caught in left field. It's a double play. Pacey Phillips was on his way to third base. That liner was caught in left by Jalen Freeman, and he wisely threw it to second for two away.
Number 27, William Edwards.
Will Edwards comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw with now 2 out. Talk about snuffing out the threat. First pitch in for strike one. 0-1 on William. Wallachek, Ben Wallachek is at first. Thomas Soto lines out to the left fielder. Pacey Phillips thrown out at second. Here's a roller towards short. Nathan Houston can't field that on the backhand, and there's your first Miller's hit of the ball game. Comes from William Edwards in the sixth. Well, I need a hit. Call Austin Gurney. Now runners at first and second as the star center fielder comes to the plate here.
Number 39, Austin Gurney.
And first pitch swinging in the air to left, over the head of Jalen Freeman. That'll score one. Being held at third is Will Edwards. It's an RBI single for RBI double for Austin Gurney for SaskTel SecureTech. Ben Wallachek scores, and the Millers are on the board as the fans come off their hands here at Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw. An RBI double for Austin Gurney and Joe Carnahan. The Barrie skipper comes out for a word with his outstanding starter. William Edwards is around to third. Austin Gurney at second after a stand-up double. And hold on to your bingo cards. The Millers have shown the ability to score a lot of runs in a hurry. Joe Carnahan satisfied with what he heard from his young starter, Merrick Yeager. And now runners at second and third as Robert Estrada comes to the plate here. The product of Maracay, Venezuela. But as we learned when he sat up here for a game, they moved to Jersey City when he was 11. There's that slider in for strike one called 0-1. Here is a roller towards third. And safe at third, at first as Estrada. The ball is thrown away. Austin Gurney will score. And Will Edwards. 2-run score for the Millers here in the 6th inning. And Robert Estrada safe at first. And the sellout crowd here at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw loving it. Robert Estrada aboard with a single, and that is 3 consecutive hits for the Millers here in the 6th. As Eduardo Saenz, the first baseman, comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. And there is action in the Berries bullpen. 2 out, runner at first here in the 6th inning. Eduardo Saenz at the plate for a 3rd time. He was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd, lined out to first in the 5th. Outside for a ball 2, 2-0. High for ball 3. 3-0 on Eduardo. The man they call Eddie out of Laredo, Texas. And another who plays collegiately at Texas A&M International. This one piped by Yeager for strike 1, called 3-1. (13-3) now the Berries lead, but Millers have had a 3-run 6th and still going. 1 on, 2 out. This one swung on and fouled back and out of play over towards Memorial Field. Full count on Eddie. As Eric Marriott puts in the signs from third base. Gave an impassioned speech, as he always does, to the team wind-up on Tuesday night. Seemed to fire the boys up on their way to a Game 1 victory. Here's a hit and run, a grounder to second, fielded there by Medina. Throw over to first in time, and that will end the inning. But the Millers score 3 runs on 3 hits. We go to the 7th with the Berries up 13-3, and you're watching it all here on FloCollege Baseball.
Giving you a text soon. If your number was called, please head down to the ticket window to claim your prize. No matter how.
Top of the 7th at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. 13-3 the Berries lead. Josh Borbo on the mound for the Millers. Mason Rowell will lead it off here for Saskatoon, the third baseman. Rowell, Nathan Houston, and Ethan Murdoch due up for Saskatoon, the number 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Josh Borbo came on in the latter stages of the 6th for Moose Jaw. Bonnyville, Alberta product. Off-speed pitch. Drops in for strike one. 0-1. Caught Roel looking. Mason Roel out of Indiana State University from West Bend, Wisconsin. This off-speed delivery in for strike two. 0-2 as Borbo's got his stuff going here in the seventh. Josh Borbo pitches at Bismarck State collegiately. Outside for ball one. 1-2. Millers have been going through pitchers fast and furious here in this elimination game. This one outside. Slider got a little away from Borbo. 2-2. Josh has appeared in 15 games this season with an 11.84 ERA, all in a relief role. Here is a roller down to third. Wallachuk! Throw is high over the head of Eduardo Saenz at first. Error on the third baseman. And Mason Roel is safe at first, E5. And Nathan Houston comes to the plate here. He was hit by a pitch last at bat off his left elbow. Had a little concern there for Nathan. I really like that kid. Enjoyed his time here with the Millers. He's fine now. Steps into the batter's box with none out and a runner on second now for the Berries in the seventh. First pitch swinging, fouled, back and out of play. 0-1 the count on Houston. Tonight he's walked, struck out, singled, and been hit by a reached in a fielder's choice and hit by a pitch. 1-1 the count here on Houston. There's that off-speed delivery that's been fooling Barry's batters. In for strike two called. 1-2. This one swung on and fouled over towards the Millers dugout. 1-2 the count on Nathan Houston. Sellout crowd at Roswell's Park praying for the comeback. 13-3 the Berries lead in the seventh. Here's the 1-2 on Houston. High for ball two. 2-2. 9-1 now. Okotoks out front of Brooks at Elks Field in Brooks, Alberta. 9-1 Okotoks in the eighth. And Okotoks win. They're off to the West Final. Regina Red Sox leading Medicine Hat 9-4 in the seventh at Curry Field. A Regina win, and they're off to the East Final to face the winner of these two teams you're watching here right now. Full count on Nathan Houston. Fastball, a roller to short. Thomas Soto had trouble fielding that. An error going up on the shortstop. Mason Roel is to third. Runners on the corners here in the seventh.
Number 34, Ethan Murdoch.
First pitch, strike one called, 0-1 here on Ethan Murdoch, the right fielder. Fifth at bat for Ethan. Runner goes. Rivas the throw down to second. And safe with the slide is Nathan Houston. Nathan Houston had 18 stolen bases in the regular year to lead the team. 2-1, the count here on Ethan Murdoch. With now runners at second and third, none away. Josh Borbo is the fifth pitcher used by the Millers here tonight. Here's a roller to short. Soto up with that. Makes the sure throw this time to first in time, but it'll score a run. Ethan Murdoch grounds out to the shortstop. But it squeezes home Mason Rowell. 14-3 for the Berries here in the seventh as Corey Waters comes to the plate here for the Berries, the DH. Today he has doubled, walked, singled.
Number 29, Corey Waters.
Here's a roller down to third. Wallachek up with that. Throw to first in time, 2 away. Balin Sorensen, the catcher, comes to the plate here for Saskatoon now in the seventh inning with 2 away. And standing at second is Nathan Houston. Balin Sorensen at the plate. Jalen Freeman is on deck. Fastball caught the inside edge for strike one on Balin. From Rayville, Louisiana, senior at Southern Louisiana University. There's that off-speed delivery from Borbo outside for ball 1, 1-1. Last night, Balin Sorensen was 1 for 4 at the plate with 3 strikeouts in game 1 of this series. This one low for ball 2. 2-1 on the catcher. Jalen Freeman on deck. 2 away. 7th inning. That one caught the outside edge. 2-2. Miller's Baseball brought to you by the Crush Can Rec Room and Nightclub. See you after the game. Moose Jaw Co-op, SaskTel SecureTech, and Jump.ca. Here's the 2-2, outside and low for ball 3. Full count on the catcher, Balin Sorensen here. Here's a roller to third. Wallachek. Great job from his knees. The throw over to first, and that'll retire the side. The Berries leave one on, but we'll go to the bottom of the 7th with Saskatoon up in this one, 14-3. And you're watching playoff WCBL baseball on FloCollege.
One hop this time. One hop this time. Right foot 2 stomps. Left foot 2 stomps. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. cross. Cha-cha real smooth. Let's go to work. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 2 hops this time. 2 hops this time. Right foot 2 stomps. Left foot 2 stomps. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Get funky with it. Yeah. Come on now, y'all. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out.
Calling on my soldiers, yes. Set calling on my soldiers, yes.
Leading off for Miller Express, number 4, Tanner DeGracia.
Bottom of the 7th here in Game 2 of this first-round series. Tanner DeGracia leads things off for Moose Jaw. We got a pitching change for the Saskatoon Berries. Number 49, Colin Plain, comes into the game. DeGracia, Rivas, and Phillips. The batting order for the Moose Jaw Millers. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Two and 0 the count here on Tanner. Merrick Yeager pitched 6 even. Allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. Struck out 3, unofficially walked 2. Had a no-hitter going into the 6th inning. This one from Plain caught the outside edge, 2-1. 14-3, the Berries lead this game. Colin Plain wears number 49. He's a Saskatoon product and a sophomore at Arizona Christian University. 3-1, the count here on Tanner DeGracia, who shared the Coaches Award with Ben Wolochik. As Coach Marriott said, Tanner DeGracia walks into the ballpark and his smile lifts everybody up. Here's a foul down towards the dugout, snagged by Jackson Martin. Three and two, the count here on the leadoff hitter, Tanner DeGracia. And this hit Tanner, who led the league in hit by pitches this year. He's hit here. And the Millers have one on.
15, Andy Rivas.
As Andy Rivas comes to the plate for Moose Jaw. Rivas, Phillips, and Wolochik due up for Moose Jaw. First pitch from Plain is low and away for ball one, 1-0. Colin Plain, number 49 for Saskatoon, comes into the game having appeared in 10 games in the regular season. 15 innings pitched, a 1.80 ERA. Swing and a miss from Rivas, 1-1. Talked about the Berries addressing their bullpen in the offseason. It worked. A WCBL record 46 wins in the regular year. Looking to tie this series up, heading back to the Berry Patch tomorrow night. This off-speed offering is in for ball 2, 2-1. This one hit in the air to left center field. Carter back on the run, and he'll make the catch, the star center fielder. It's not too many he misses. One away as Andy Rivas flies out to the center fielder. Pacey Phillips, the second baseman, comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. Outside for ball one here on Pacey. Just the third at bat for Pacey. He has struck out and walked tonight. And this one caught the inside edge for strike two called, 1-2. Score update, Westrom Lumber out of town scores. Regina Red Sox a 10-4 lead now over the Medicine Hat Mavericks, bottom of the 7th. Regina win and they move on to the East Final. The 1-1 fouled off, so this is the 1-2 fouled off by Pacey. Count remains 1-2 here on the second baseman from Robert Sask. This one in the dirt for ball two, 2-2. Merrick Yager, the starter, worked 6 innings, 3 runs, 3 hits, unofficially walked 2, struck out 3. Definitely a quality start for him. He left with his team up 14-3. Strike 3 called on Pacey Phillips. 2 away. The number 9 hitter, Ben Wallachek, comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. First pitch inside for ball 1 on Ben, 1-0. Wallachek today has walked and been hit by a pitch. Scored a run back in the 6th inning. One of the 3 the Millers scored in the 6th. Here we are, bottom of the 7th. Barry's up 14-3. High for ball 2, 2-0 on Wallachek. Ben in the regular season batted .317. 5th best on the team. Drew a club high 45 walks, stole a club high 32 bases. Strike 1 call on Wallachek, 2-1. They did not have a rookie of the year, did they, Jenna? They did not. I don't think so. But had they, I think Ben would have won it. Yeah, maybe. Well, Will Edwards might have taken that home, but he won enough of awards. This one skied foul territory down the left field line and caught. Wow, by the third baseman, Mason Rowell, to end the inning. We go to the 8th with the Berries up 14-3 here in Game 2 of this first round series on FloCollege Baseball. Eighth inning. at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw in Game 2 of this first round series. 14-3 the Berries lead it. And Jalen Freeman, the number 9 hitter, will lead it off here for Saskatoon. Josh Bourbeau on the mound for the Millers. The first pitch is inside for ball 1-0. Freeman, Beck, and Menard, the batting order for Saskatoon. Jalen Freeman's had himself a game, the left fielder. 3 singles and a strikeout. Some great plays in left field. This one high for ball 2, 2-0 on Freeman. The senior from Eastern New Mexico University out of Houston, Texas. This fastball caught the outside edge for strike 1, 2-1. Here's a roller to short. Thomas Soto up with that. And with a great arm, the Millers fielder of the year guns down the leadoff hitter Jalen Freeman for 1 away. Freeman grounds out to the shortstop. Top of the order we go. Carter Beck comes to the plate here for the Berries. Last time Saskatoon was here, we saw a Beck bomb. Have not tonight. This is his 6th plate appearance for the star outfielder from Cardiff Sask. Carter's flied out to center, doubled, flied out to the catcher, struck out, and singled. That's a busy stat line for the leadoff hitter. And this one swung on deep center field. Back to the wall and gone. Did we call it? A Beck bomb. A solo shot from Carter Beck. And Saskatoon goes up 15-3 here in this elimination game.
Number 33, Ethan.
First home run of the playoffs for Carter Beck. A solo shot here in the 8th inning, and that'll bring to the plate Ethan Menard. First pitch swinging. Skied to right field, and Tanner DeGrazia comes under that for 2 away. Number 31, the second baseman, Abiam Medina, comes to the plate here for Saskatoon. 2 away and no one on base for the visiting Berries. The first pitch is fouled back off the fists. 0-1 on Medina, the second baseman. Out of Ponce, Puerto Rico. This one fouled off, 0-2 on the second baseman. 6th plate appearance for him. He's been hit by pitches 3 times tonight. And flied out to left and flied out to right. 6th at bat here for Abiam Medina. Here's a roller down to first. Eduardo Saenz up with that, steps on the bag, retires the side. Abiam Medina grounds out to the first baseman, and we will go to the bottom of the 8th. Soto, Edwards, and Gurney, top of the order, due up for Moose Jaw, who trails 15-3 now, and you're watching Game 2 of this first round series on FloCollege Baseball.
Leading off for the Miller Express, number 22, Thomas Soto.
Okay, bottom of the 8th at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. Berries up 15-3 in game 2. Let's see if the Millers can get a rally going here as Thomas Soto comes to the plate, the number 1 spot hitter. And all-star, heavily decorated shortstop out of Round Rock, Texas. First pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1, the count on Soto. It's just the 4th plate trip for Thomas tonight. He's grounded out to second, hit into a double play, and lined out to the left fielder. Fouls this one off. Out onto Ross Crescent, 0-2. Thomas Soto, the leadoff hitter. William Edwards and Austin Gurney, the batting order here for the Millers. Colin Plain is on the mound here for the visiting Berries, looking to close this thing out. This one low and away for ball 1. 1-2 on Soto. Again, he has yet to decide if he's coming back for year 4 in Moose Jaw. Given the emotions he displayed at the team wind-up on Tuesday, my guess is he will be back for year 4. You'd kind of wonder how you could have a better season than he's had here in the summer of 2025. 2-2 the count on Soto. This one fouled off by Thomas. And when he set the WCBL single-season run scored record, his family crediting the hitters behind him in the lineup, Edwards, Gurney, for setting him up in a great spot to score all those runs. Outside for ball 3, 3-2. That is certainly Miller culture, the Miller way. The Soto family fits right in. Swing and a miss from Thomas. And it's a leadoff strikeout for the shortstop. And William Edwards comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw, the center fielder. Ball 1 outside on Willie. Heading back to the University of Sioux Falls this fall. High for ball 2, the offering from Colin Plain, the relief pitcher from Arizona Christian University, but a Saskatoon product. 2-0 the count on tonight's left fielder, William Edwards. Fastball off the inside edge of the plate, 2-1. And this one ripped in the air to left, Freeman over, and he'll make the catch for 2 away. William Edwards flies out to the left fielder. And Austin Gurney comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw with 2 away in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Number 39, Austin.
The 4-year man, Austin Gurney, who indeed is closing out his WCBL career this summer. Would love to go out on the winning note. 2 league final appearances for Austin Gurney, 2022 and 2024. Out of Campbell River, BC. First pitch swinging in the gap. Freeman on the run, diving to make the catch in left field. What to tell you, this guy has been a stud tonight. Jalen Freeman for a 3-up, 3-down inning, and will go to the 9th with the Berries up 15-3. And due up for them, Rowell, Houston, and Murdoch. This is WCBL playoff action on FloCollege Baseball.
for Bears number 24, Mason Rowell.
Top of the ninth at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. Mason Rowell is the leadoff hitter for Saskatoon. Mason Rowell, Nathan Houston, and Ethan Murdoch do up the number 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Saskatoon Berries. The record holders this year with 46 wins in the regular season, a WCBL record. This one inside the first pitch for ball 1, 1-0 here on Rowell. The third baseman coming to the plate for the 6th time. Here is a chopper towards short. Thomas Soto up with that. Throw over to first, 1 away. Mason Rowell grounds out to the shortstop. And that'll bring to the plate Nathan Houston. Doesn't it feel like we have seen a lot of Nathan Houston tonight? He's scored 3 runs for the Berries. He's another guy that has a nose for home plate. 1 away here in the 9th. Borbo's pitch is behind Houston. 1-0. And this one is behind Houston. And he is tossing Borbo. What am I missing? Josh Borbo, well, something's gone on here. Somebody want to let me know. Josh Borbo has just been tossed out of the game. The reliever for the Millers for throwing twice behind Nathan Houston. I'm not seeing a big argument here. Well, Michael Gonzalez, the assistant coach, Gonzo, as he's better known, is out having a word with the umpire crew. I don't see Eric Marriott at all. There is some concern.
It's because the umpire thought it was intentional.
Well, sure. I figured, yeah, the ump thought it was intentional, but it wasn't. I don't think. And here comes Eric Marriott for a word. He's trying to decipher what exactly's gone on here, too. Like, Josh Borbo is not that kind of guy. There is no history with Nathan Houston. Not that would warrant that kind of situation. Well, Jet Hutchinson comes into the game for the Millers with Borbo gone from the game. And I hope they can keep this thing on the rails to its conclusion. 15-3, we'll be back in a moment here in the 9th in Game 2 on FloCollege Baseball. Jet Hutchinson into the game. Eric Marriott been tossed as well. Regina's Jet Hutchinson comes on here in the 9th. Sidearm delivery, first pitch in for a strike. 2-1. Remember, the count was 2-0 on Houston, with 2 pitches behind him from Borbo. This one inside at the waist, 3-1. Eric Marriott has gone to the Millers clubhouse, joining Josh Borbo What an interesting night in the ballpark. Outside for ball 4. Nathan Houston aboard with a walk here in the 9th inning with 1 away. And Ethan Murdoch, the right fielder, will come to the plate here for the Saskatoon Berries. The side armor, first offering in for strike 1, called 0-1. Jed Hutchinson's appeared in 4 games this season, pitched 5 1/3 innings total, and 8.43 ERA. High with this one, ball 2, 2-1. Three and 1 the count here on the Millers. Ethan Murdoch. Corey Waters is on deck. There is a roller to short. Soto threw it away. As the crowd winces. Error charged on Thomas. And Ethan Murdoch is aboard thanks to the error. Now runners on the corners with 1 away. An uncharacteristic event there. So now with 1 out, Corey Waters comes to the plate, the DH.
Number 29, Corey Waters.
Oh, 0-1 the count on Waters. Hutchinson gets the sign. Deliver way outside with this delivery. 1-1. Jed Hutchinson breaking into the league last year with the Swift Current 57s. Making the move over to the Millers this year. This one swung on. Right center field. Tanner DeGrazia back. Makes the catch. Runner held at third. 2 away. Corey Waters flies out to the right fielder, and Balin Sorensen comes to the plate here for Saskatoon. In the top of the 9th inning. Berries protecting a 15-3 lead and, in fact, threatening with runners at first and third. Ben Wallachek and Nathan Houston having a nice discussion over there at third base. First pitch inside for ball 1, 1-0. One and 1 the count here on Sorensen. Today he's struck out, grounded out to third, walked, grounded out to third again. Here is a chopper to short. Soto, the throw to second, nicely played. Pacey Phillips steps on the bag, and that'll retire the side. And we'll go to the bottom of the 9th with the Millers down a dozen. Don't go anywhere, everybody. The finale is on the way next here on FloCollege Baseball. Bottom of the ninth here in Moose Jaw. 15-3 the Berries looking to close this thing out, but Robert Estrada and the Millers have other ideas. The designated hitter, Robert Estrada, will lead it off for the Millers. Robert Estrada, the number 4 spot hitter. Eduardo Saenz and Tanner DeGrazia due up here for Moose Jaw. Colin Plain on the mound here for the Berries. First pitch in for ball 1. Fastball from Plain, strike 1 called, 1-1. Here is a grounder to short. Nathan Houston, the backhanded stab. His throw is over the head of the first baseman Menard, and Robert Estrada is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 9th. Eduardo Saenz, the first baseman, will come to the plate here now for the Millers. And a mild applause here in Roswells Park for the single from Estrada. It starts with 1, right? Eduardo Saenz comes to the plate with Tanner DeGrazia on deck. First pitch in for strike 1 called, 0-1 here on Eduardo. Tonight he's been hit by a pitch, lined out to first, and grounded out to second base. Fastball swung on, fouled back and out of play, 0-2 on Eddie. Game 3 if necessary, Friday night at the Berry Patch in Saskatoon. They're in the 9th in Regina, the Red Sox leading the Medicine Hat Mavericks 13-4. Red Sox looking to complete the sweep here. This one low and away for ball 1, 1-2. Final from Brooks. Okotoks has defeated the Bombers 9-2. The Okotoks Dogs are the first team through to round 2 of the WCBL playoffs. 1-2 the count on Eduardo Saenz. Off-speed pitch, a roller is fair. Down into the corner, Estrada around second, turning it on, play at third, safe with the slide. Back to first goes Eduardo Saenz with the single, and the Millers have runners on the corners here with none away, and Tanner DeGrazia coming to the plate here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Number 4, Tanner DeGrazia.
Runners on the corners, none out in the bottom of the 9th. Tanner DeGrazia on the plate, at the plate here, swing and a miss on the first offering, 0-1. DeGrazia today is hit into a double play, flied out to left, and been hit by a pitch. Here is a roller down to third. Okay, it scores a run. Robert Estrada plates. Eduardo Saenz thrown out at second, and Tanner DeGrazia reaches on a fielder's choice. (15-4) now. Berries lead as Andy Rivas, the catcher, comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. 1 out, 1 on. Plains first pitch is low for ball 1, 1-0. Outside for 2-0 on Rivas. The solidly built catcher from Bronx, New York. 0 for 3 at the plate tonight. Ball 3 here on Andy. Colin Plain, the reliever in from Arizona Christian University. Came on in the 7th, taking over from the starter Merrick Yager. Inside at the letters, ball 4, and Andy Rivas reaches first on a walk. And the Millers now have runners at first and second, with Pacey Phillips coming to the plate here, the left-handed hitting second baseman from Kerrobert, Saskatchewan.
Number 9, Pacey Phillips.
Takes the first pitch in for strike 1 called, 0-1 on Pacey. He struck out twice today and walked. Bottom of the 9th. Berries lead by 11, 1 out. Plain gets the sign, comes set. Fastball is low and away. Ball 2 on Pacey Phillips, 2-1. Here is a roller to short. Nathan Houston up with that, throws it away. That is going to score DeGrazia. Andy Rivas to third. Pacey Phillips safe at second. 15-5 now. And Joe Carnahan comes out of the Berries dugout for a word with his young reliever. And we'll pause for a moment. The lead's been cut to 10 in the 9th here on FloCollege Baseball. Pitching change for the Berries. Dallin Rude comes into the game for Saskatoon here. In the bottom of the 9th inning, the Millers have runners at second and third, 1 out, and the flashy third baseman Ben Wallachek at the plate here for Saskatoon. Dallin Rude on the mound here in a relief role for Saskatoon. First pitch swinging by Wallachek, fouls it off into the Berries dugout, 0-1. Dallin Rude from Colby Community College. He is out of Munster, Saskatchewan. Here's a roller back to the mound. Throw to first by Rude, 1 away. Sorry, 2 away.
Number 22.
The Millers down to their final out. Thomas Soto comes to the plate here. And still a great crowd in the ballpark and a big ovation for Thomas. First pitch is just outside for ball 1. 1-0 on Thomas. He's 0 for 4 at the plate tonight after having a big night at the dish last night. Here's a roller towards short. That is going to score a run. Thomas Soto, an RBI single here in the bottom of the 9th inning. It scores Andy Rivas. To third goes Pacey Phillips. An RBI single for Soto. And William Edwards to the plate. The outstanding rookie outfielder and one of the top hitters in this Moose Jaw lineup. First pitch swinging, a looper towards short. It'll get down in front of the second baseman, Medina. Throw over to first, and that'll end the ball game. 15-6. The Berries take this one tonight. 1-1 is this series. Following the 15-6 Berries victory here tonight, the deciding third game will be played tomorrow night at the Next Gen Patch in Saskatoon. You can catch it all with my man Les Lazaruk here on FloCollege Baseball.